Hi, this is Ron Edwards, Master Sommelier and Director of Wine Education for Winebow Fine Wine and Spirits. Today we're going to talk about a wine from Provence, specifically from Côte de Provence, from the producer named Figuière. And inside of Côte de Provence there is a designation based on terroir called Lalande. The winery is actually in Lalande. This wine still carries the Côte de Provence appellation, but what's interesting about Lalande as a region is it's close to the sea and it's dominated by schist-based soils. So it's a little different than the surrounding areas, and its point of difference among the areas of Côte de Provence is that soil type and proximity to the sea. Now, this is their Rosé 2021 bottling of the signature series named after Magali. Magali is one of the three siblings that run the property. Let's find out what we have. It is, because it's a 2021 bottling, it's now settled into itself, and it's very harmonious. It's subtle, but it carries bright cherry, crushed raspberry, wonderfully ripe strawberry, this continual thread of sea salt, ocean spray sort of aroma profile based on the fact that it's close to the ocean, and a florality of violet meets rose, perhaps. It's subtle, but it's really pretty at the same time. And then underneath that comes a little note of white pepper, which is coming from that Grenache and Syrah that's blended into this. This wine is 35% Grenache, 35% Cinsault, 20% Syrah, and 10% Cabernet Sauvignon. As I come back to it the second time, all of that fruit and spice and saltiness has an underlying note of minerality, sort of hard, dry stone in the summer sun kind of smell. I'm sure it's indicative of the schist that it's grown on. Let's taste it. It's mouth-watering. All the fruit that I mentioned in the nose is definitely present. The cherry, the strawberry, the raspberry. I think it might even move down a path of cranberry is in here a little bit too. The texture of the wine starts off really silky, very pleasant, and then it moves into that perfectly classic Provençal rosé grippiness that washes away the fruit and makes you want to have a second sip. The tannin that's there from these grape varieties that are fairly big red grape varieties, if you turn them into red wine, they're sturdy. And so that few hours of maceration, this one's 2-3 hours kind of range, so you get the color, you get a little bit of tannin, which you're tasting when you taste this wine, and then you move into just the purity of the fruit. The fruit and then that grip, as the grip releases, then the florality of the wine starts to come through. I'm getting it right now where it's that fresh flower petal. I think it's somewhere between violet and roses. Let's have another sip. And adding to all of that fruit is that saltiness, the overtone, undertone, thread of the sea in this wine. It's really delicious. This is the classic example of Provençal rosé. If you're a white wine drinker, you're going to love this wine. If you're experimenting with rosé for the first time, this is a great one to start with because it sort of sets the standards of, okay, this is what you should expect from Provence. That's a great idea. And then if you're in love with rosé, this is a no-brainer for you. Go out and find a bottle of Figuière, signature Magali Rosé 2021. I think you're going to love it.